Well, hello everyone. I am back with the numerology for this Gemini supermoon because this is such an important moon. I thought that the numerology, going a little bit deeper into the numerology, was important. So, the numerology of the supermoon is numbers 13, 4, 7, 9, and 5. And they are the sacred codes, and the powers that they awaken during this moon are as follows. The 13 is the code of transformation and soul maturity. The moon rises at 13 degrees Gemini, making 13 the primary energetic signature of this moon. 13 is the number of death and rebirth, shedding identity, spiritual adulthood, karmic release, and endings that become beginnings. It is not gentle. It is a truth-driven change. This full supermoon in Gemini doesn't carry just one number. It carries a constellation of codes that work like a spiritual circuit. So think of your breaker box in your house. Each number activates a different layer of your consciousness. Together, they form a complete initiation, release, clarity, awakening, rebuilding, and choice. So let's continue to walk through them together. The power of 13 dissolves outdated identities, breaks internal cycles, exposes what can't continue, and initiates you to a higher level of self-honesty. 13 doesn't ask if you're ready. It responds to the soul being ready. The moon is not requesting cosmetic change. It is initiating structural change within your life. Number 4, the code of inner stability and life architecture. When we reduce 13, it becomes a 4, the number of foundation, which is also ruled by Saturn. So it is structure, it is grounding, it is inner safety, truth-based stability, and discipline of the spirit. 13 breaks you open. 4 rebuilds you from a space of cleanliness. The power of 4 helps you design a life that actually fits. It rebuilds emotional security after loss. It steadies you up after upheaval. It anchors new identity into form. This moon clears mental chaos so you can build something stable in its place. The number 7, the code of spiritual insight and inner awakening. 7 is quietly woven into this lunation as the number of mysticism, introspection, inner truth, intuition, divine intelligence, and spiritual calling. 7 speaks softly but carries deep power. It activates inner knowing, opens intuitive pathways, strengthens the soul's voice, and quiets the mental static. It also brings awareness after upheaval. So where 13 transforms you, 7 helps you to understand yourself after the transformation. This moon is not just breaking patterns, it's awakening consciousness. And it is 7, when I say 7 helps you understand yourself afterwards. In the full moon video, I talk about how even after we transform and we become who we want to become, or we're getting closer to remembering and becoming who we want to be, that with each time we level up, there is still a level of discomfort because we're learning to become comfortable with the new version of ourselves. So the next number is a 9, and that is the code of completion and emotional purging. So this is also referring to the 9 of Swords in the Tarot. The Tarot card guiding this moon is the 9 of Swords, and the numerology mirrors the tarot perfectly here because we are also in a 9 year. So it is a year of endings. So the number 9, endings, closure, forgiveness, emotional reckoning, and karmic completion. This is no accident that 9 marks the end of the road energetically. The power of a 9 closes old emotional chapters, purges long-held fear, drains guilt and regret from the nervous system, and prepares the ground underneath of us for rebirth. This moon is not about starting over recklessly. It's about finishing something cleanly. 5, the code of choice, change, and Gemini energy. Gemini vibrates strongly with the 5, the number of movement, mental change, travel, curiosity, decision making, and flexibility. 5 appears as the energy that says nothing stays the same, and that's how evolution works. So 5 is about transformation. It breaks stagnation, it liberates trapped energy, it opens new possibilities, it helps you pivot from old timelines to new timelines, and it restores choice to places where you felt stuck. This is why this moon brings revelations, sudden clarity, conversation to shift your world, and a desire to move, speak, or change course. The combined power of this moon's numbers, when you place it all together: 13, radical transformation; 4, new solid foundation; 7, spiritual awakening; 9, emotional closure; 5, conscious choice; 13, the divine feminine. And we did talk about the divine feminine in the first video, but if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more here because the moon is at 13 degrees. So 13 and the divine feminine, the womb code of creation. Long before 13 was misunderstood, it was revered as a number of the Great Mother. It is the frequency of the womb, cyclical wisdom, death and rebirth, lunar rhythm, feminine intuition, creation through surrender, and the mystery of life itself. 13 is not about destruction, it is about creation through release. 13 moons, the body of the mother. There are approximately 13 lunar cycles in a solar year. This is the original calendar of the divine feminine goddess. Goddess cultures track time not by clocks, but by the moon and the womb. Every lunar cycle reflected the rhythm of menstruation, ovulation, gestation, birth, and rest. The moon is the goddess in the sky. The womb of the moon is the body. 13 completes her story. The 13th bleed, ancient sacredness. In pre-patriarchal cultures, menstruation was not shameful. It was holy. The 13th cycle, the final bleed before spiritual initiation, was honored as a sacred maturation. Women were guided into temples held by priestesses, taught their power, and introduced to intuition, prophecy, and ritual. 13 marked the passage from girl to woman to oracle to crone. It was the number of spiritual, feminine adulthood. The womb is a portal. The womb is the original temple, not just physical womb, but symbolic womb. Creativity, intuition, soul gestation, transformation. 13 is the number that says what is dying inside you is making room for what wants to be born. This Gemini supermoon at 13 degrees is not just a mental event. It is an activation of the womb. It is a remembering of your creative and intuitive authority. How 13 was silenced. When the goddess was replaced by the empire, 13 became feared. The feminine cycle, the goddess energy, the divine feminine energy, threatened control. So 13 was rebranded as unlucky, dangerous, and cursed. But why? Because it could not be governed. The moon does not obey man-made time clocks. The womb does not follow empires. 13 reminds the soul that you belong to cycles, not systems. Divine feminine power activated by this moon. Under this supermoon, 13 calls forth deep emotional wisdom, intuitive clarity, ancestral healing, nervous system restoration, permission to rest, inner authority, creative rebirth. This moon also activates the feminine codes of knowing without justification, releasing without apology, choosing without permission, grieving and becoming simultaneously. A feminine ritual for this moon. Light a candle, place your hands low, one on your belly and one on your heart, and repeat after me. I honor the cycles within me. I honor what ends. I welcome what is born. Sit quietly for 13 breaths. Let yourself feel. No thinking, just remembering. A final blessing from the blooming lotus life. 13 is not a warning. It is a blessing, a door, a womb, a return to your original design. Under this Gemini supermoon at 13 degrees, you are not losing anything. You are birthing your true self. Bloom into you at thebloominglotuslife.com. We look forward to seeing you in the future. And to remember that this numerology works as a sequence. It's a release, awareness, completion, choice, and rebuilding. Or in soul language, something ends, something is understood, something is forgiven, a choice is made, and a new life begins. What this means for you personally. This supermoon's numerology brings you the power to end mental cycles that drain you, release identities that no longer fit, quiet your nervous system, hear your intuition clearly, make decisions with maturity, rebuild life from truth instead of fear. This moon is not demanding perfection. It is offering liberation through awareness. 13 is not a warning. It is a blessing, a door, a womb, a return to your original design. Under this Gemini moon at 13 degrees, you are not losing anything. You are birthing your true self. I release what no longer belongs to me. Number 13. I build on truth, not fear. Number 4. I trust my inner knowing. Number 7. I close old chapters cleanly. Number 9. And I choose with courage. Number 5. This moon is not just symbolic, it's energetic. Your thoughts matter more. Your choices echo farther. Your spirit listens more closely. This is a moon of permission to finish healing what was hurt and to begin remembering and living what is true. So I want to wish you a beautiful, blessed, super full moon in Gemini at 13 degrees, and that is the numerology for this moon. And I want to say, please remember to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. And I look forward to being with you again in the future. And if you like the numerology of the moons, please let me know and I will continue to do them. I am a numerologist, and usually when I pull cards, I bring the numbers in. But because there were so many 13s in the aspects, 13 degrees and all of the different numerology and the connections. I wanted to do a separate video on it. So hit the subscribe button, people, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Robin Carroll sending you lots and lots of love. Don't forget to light a candle tonight, and don't forget to set your, or no, we're going to be releasing. Don't forget to continue to release what no longer serves you, because the next moon is in Sagittarius, and that's going to be a ride. So I look forward to being of service to you in the future. Namaste, everyone.